Hello students. So today we will start our next lecture which is regarding multi-stage transistor amplifier. So till now if you remember what we did about the classification of amplifier, and then we moved to two basic amplifier: common base transistor amplifier and common emitter transistor amplifier. Okay, but we do know the gain of those individual amplifier is not that much high, which we require some time. Okay, so to have very large gain, okay, there are application where we require very large voltage gain. Okay, and to do achieve that we use this configuration which we call it as multi-state transistor amplifier. That means we do use at least two or more transistor together, they are coupled together. Okay, they are coupled together to have large gain. Okay, so this cascading of amplifier, as you seen in this figure, okay, as you seen in this figure, what we do, we put the output of the first stage of amplifier to the second stage amplifier. Okay, means that means output of first stage will become input for the second stage, and similarly the output of second will become the input of the third stage, and so on. Okay, so this way we can use, depending on our requirement and application, we can use as much as stages. Okay, but in general we do use at least two or three stage amplifier. Okay, and what will happen, we know, suppose the for the first stage if gain was a1, and the for second stage if gain was a2, and for third it is a3, and the input for first stage is v1 vi. Okay, and output will be v1, and that same output will become now input for the second stage. Okay, and similarly for the third stage. So the voltage gain for this three stage amplifier will be this value. A will be the voltage gain for the overall multi-stage amplifier will be this value. A will be V0 over V2. That means the output for V0 is the output and V2 will be the input for the third stage. So this term will come. Then this term will also come V2 by V1, which is the gain for the second stage, and V1 by Vi, which is the gain for the first stage. Okay, so the overall gain will be the multiplication of all these three stages. Okay, this is in general. So when we use the multi-stage amplifier circuit, what will happen, the gain of the amplifier will actually gets multiplied. Okay, we will have much more gain in comparison to the individual amplifiers. Okay, now we discuss some useful terms which we use in this multi-stage amplifier. One is the gain. Okay, so gain, as we have just discussed, it is nothing but the ratio of the output to the input of the amplifier. Okay, which is given by a1, a2, a3. Okay, and for a multi-stage amplifier, the overall gain will be multiplied, will be equal to the multiplication of all the gains of the individual amplifier. Okay, that means this thing, a will be a1 into a2 into a3 and so on. Okay, depending on how many stages we have used. Okay, but one should remember the actual gain when we find the actual gain of the device. Okay, so that is actually is somewhat less than this multiplication. Okay, the overall gain, ideally it should be multiplication of the gains of the different stages. जितनी स्टेजेस हमने यूज़ किए हैं उनका गेन को अगर मल्टीप्लाई करें तो उसके बराबर होना चाहिए, बट इन एक्चुअल जब उसको मेज़र करते हैं इट इज़ समवट लेस देन द दैट मल्टीप्लिकेशन, जो वो नंबर आता है इन तीनों के मल्टीप्लिकेशन से उससे कुछ कम होता है. ओके, एंड वाई इट इज़ सो, इट इज़ बिकॉज ऑफ द लोडिंग इफेक्ट of the next stage. Okay, and what is this loading effect, उसको हम आगे डिस्कस करेंगे. Okay, but due to the loading effect the actual gain is somewhat less than the conceptual or the theoretical value, which is a1 into a2 into a3, say for three stage amplifier. Okay, then we'll come to another important term which we use in this amplifier is the decibel gain. Okay, because this gain is very high, so in general you might have seen in your home also. Okay, for the amplifiers, the common say, whenever we say amplifier, so the first thing that comes to our mind is the when we amplify the audio signal. Okay, the speaker, the loudspeaker, those things comes to us. Okay, so अगर आप उनका कॉन्फ़िगरेशन कभी भी चेक करेंगे तो उनके कॉन्फ़िगरेशन पे गेन लिखा होता है, दैट गेन विल ऑलवेज बी रिटन इन डेसिबल. ओके, सो वी कैन रिप्रेजेंट दैट गेन, द वोल्टेज गेन, इन डेसिबल एज वेल. ओके, डेसिबल गेन होता क्या है? इट इज़ नथिंग but just the common logarithm, okay, of the power gain is called the Bell power gain. Okay, suppose we have any amplifier, okay, whose power gain is say P. Okay, and how do we define that power gain? वो हमने last time किया है, it is power output to the power input. लेकिन जब उसको हम डेसिबल गेन में लिखेंगे तो उसको हम क्या लिखते हैं? पावर गेन विल बी, इट इज़ common logarithm. Okay, common logarithm means log to the base 10, so it will be written as log 10 P output by P input, and bell is the unit. Okay, this is how we write this term. And 1 bell also is a very large unit. Okay, so in general we use decibel. 1 bell is equal to 10 decibel. Okay, so if you substitute this bell in with 10 1 bell is equal to 10 decibel, so this result will become this formula will become 10 log P output by P input decibel. Okay, and P is the power, output power, and P is the input power. And power, we know it is directly proportional to V square. Okay, so if we want to change this formula in terms of voltage, then this will become V output square by V input square. Okay, and that square can be taken outside the log. Okay, so that will become 2 will come here, and this will become 20 log 10 voltage output by voltage input decibel. Okay, and similarly we can write in term of current as well. That relation will also be the same, 20 log 10 I output by I input. Okay, so decibel gain is a very important term in general for any amplifications. The gain is always discussed in decibel, so these relations are very important. Okay, so do remember. So next important part is the frequency response. Okay, in the multi-stage amplifier circuit, we will see how that multi-stage amplifier will behave with the different frequencies. Okay, so the frequency curve for that multi-stage amplifier will look like this. Okay, so here you have observed that frequency curve will be look like this. There are the frequencies, these are the mid-range frequencies, these are okay mid-range, these are low, and these are high frequencies. Okay, so what we have observed, how this curve will look like. In the mid frequency range, the gain will be constant, and for the low and the high frequencies, gain starts decreasing. Okay, and why it is so, that we will discuss in next few minutes. Okay, and then we define one more important term regarding this, which is bandwidth. Okay, and what is bandwidth? Here in this figure we have observed the frequencies at which the gain starts decreasing. Okay, or say the frequency over which the gain is equal to or greater than 70.7% of the maximum gain is called bandwidth. Okay, if we, for corresponding to this maximum gain, if we draw a line corresponding to 70.7% of this maximum gain and draw that straight line which will cut this curve at the 2 point, and if you draw vertical lines over the frequency axis, then we will get this low frequency cutoff value and the high frequency cutoff value, and the difference of these two, that will give us the bandwidth. Okay, and now what is this bandwidth? Bandwidth is nothing but the frequency range over which the gain of the amplifier remains constant. Okay, and it will remains equal to the 70.7 of the percent of the maximum gain. Okay, so that frequency range is called the bandwidth. Okay, then we come to one more important term. So actually these are the four important terms which we discuss regarding the multi-stage amplifier. But because we are discussing multi-stage amplifier, then as we do discuss in our last lecture, that this multi-stage thing can happens by using some components, some coupling components. Okay, and depending on which coupling components we are using, we call those amplifier with the name of coupling components. Okay, for example, suppose if we use resistance and capacitances for coupling, so that amplifier is known as RC coupled amplifier. If we use inductance and capacitance, that will be known as LC coupled amplifier. If we use transformer as in coupling, then it will be transformer coupled amplifier. And if we directly couple those two or more amplifier together, they are called direct coupled amplifier. Okay, and out of all these amplifier, in our syllabus we have only one coupling amplifier, which is RC coupled amplifier. Okay, this is a very important article as per your syllabus. Okay, and as per your general understanding as well. Okay, because this is the circuit which is mostly used in all the amplifier circuits. Okay, so as we know, the voltage level of a signal can be raised to the any desired level. Okay, if we use more than one stage. Okay, for a single stage amplifier, which we already discussed in common base and common emitter, we do have voltage gain, but that voltage gain sometimes is not sufficient to have the desired result. Okay, so we do use more than one stage. Okay, so here we will going to study the two stage RC coupled amplifier. Okay, as I told you, we can actually have थ्री और मोर, तीन से ज़्यादा भी हम उसको कपल कर सकते हैं, बट जो हमारा सिलेबस का पार्ट है उसमें हम टू स्टेज आरसी कपल्ड एम्पलीफायर को हम स्टडी करेंगे. ओके, एंड दिस इज द, एज आई जस्ट मेंशन, दिस इज द मोस्ट पावरफुल और पॉपुलर टाइप ऑफ कपलिंग डिवाइस. ओके, फॉर दिस voltage gain enhancement. Why? Because it is, first thing, it is cheap and it provide excellent audio fidelity over a wide range of frequency. Okay, the gain which we get over the large frequencies is quite high. Okay, so first we discuss now the circuit diagram of this two stage RC coupled amplifier, in which we have used common emitter mode. Okay, so this you need to remember, we have used common emitter mode, and also it is NPN transistor. Okay, so in this figure you have seen this dotted lines. Okay, so this dotted line will actually divide these two stages of the amplifier. Okay, so the left hand side is the first stage, this is the first stage, and this is the second stage of the amplifier. And first and second stage both are similar. If you see the diagram, both are similar. Okay, so do not think that it is very difficult circuits to draw. Okay, if you can draw the first part, then repeat the second part again. Okay, that will be your circuit for this RC coupled amplifier. Okay, so first we will focus only on the first stage part and we'll see what it is. Okay, so see, so I will just zoom this for your clarity. So this is our first part. Here what we have used, if you see this figure carefully, then you will remember two or three things. First of all, it is a common emitter transistor, then it is NPN transistor. Okay, then which mode of biasing we have used in this transistor? It is voltage divider biasing circuit. Okay, which you have studied in your last unit. Okay, it is voltage divided biasing circuit, and all these capacitances also you have read in that unit what are their importances, but we'll discuss that again here. Okay, but just see the diagram. Okay, what we have given, from this we have supply the input. Okay, from this we have given the input through this capacitance, and these R1 and R2 are the voltage biasing circuits. Okay, then this transistor is there in common emitter mode, and through this we have this use this RE resistance and bypass capacitor CE and this RC. Okay, and this collector capacitances. Okay, so this is our circuit, and as I told you, we need to just make this diagram again. Okay, we need to repeat this diagram again in the second stage, and that will become our second stage. Okay, the only difference is that because it is two stage amplifier, the last component which we get for our output is we'll put that load resistance across the output. Okay, that component is extra in the output circuit. Okay, and rest of the things are same which we draw in our first stage. Similar second stage will be like that. Okay, now each of the component which we have draw in this diagram is important, and first of all we'll just discuss what are these components. So we have used the resistances R1, R2, RE. Okay, from the biasing and stabilization network which establish a proper operating point. Okay, we know I believe now we do know, हम ये जानते हैं कि हमने ये जो वोल्टेज डिवाइडर बाइसिंग सर्किट जो यूज़ किया है ट्रांजिस्टर में, वो क्यों यूज़ किया है. ओके, बिकॉज वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड इन अवर लास्ट यूनिट दैट दिस इज द बेस्ट बाइसिंग कॉन्फ़िगरेशन टू हैव stable operating point, which is the necessary condition for any transistor to be a good amplifier. Okay, so ये जो हमने resistances use किए हैं R1, R2 and RE, they are all used for biasing as well as stabilization of the proper operating point. Okay, and then you know this RE component also is used to maintain the collector current against the temperature variation. Okay, that is the motive of RE. And the coupling capacitor CC. Okay, this CC transmits AC signal and blocks DC, that we know. Okay, this is a coupling capacitor. We only want only AC signal to pass on and block the DC. Okay, and then this also prevents the DC interference between the various stages and the shifting of operating point. Okay, that is also the motive of this CC. Okay, to have that stable operating point in amplifier circuit is very important. Okay, and because of that only we have used this configuration. Okay, then we have the capacitor C1. Okay, what it does, it isolates the input circuit for DC potentials and couples the AC signal voltage to the base of the transistor. Okay, because what we are giving in the input, we are giving an AC signal. If there are any DC components, so those components will get blocked. Okay, blocked by this capacitor, and only AC components will be feed to the input of the base of the transistor. Okay, so the capacitor again CE connected across emitter resistance is of large value. Okay, the CE in generally it is of large value. Okay, because it has large value, then it offers a low reactance. Okay, that means it will work as a short circuit path to the emitter current. Okay, and thus the emitter current, it will bypasses this emitter resistance. Okay, so and if the C is not there, in that case that amplified signal will pass through the RE. Okay, and then that means there will be the voltage drop across this resistance. So due to that the output voltage will be small. Okay, so these are the what we say, these are the information about all these components, why we have used all these components in that circuit, and what each component is doing and what each component is capable of. Okay, so these are the things you need to remember. Then its operation, how this amplifier will work. It's very simple. When we apply that AC signal to the base of the first stage, it gets amplified after that first stage. Okay, and that amplified output appears across r e. Okay, that amplified output will appear across this rc, not re, but across this rc. Okay, and that will be fed to, okay, first of all that will appear across that rc with phase reversal. Why phase reversal? Because we have used common emitter transistor. Okay, then this amplified signal is given to the base of the second stage through that coupling capacitor cc. Okay, and the signal at the base of the second stage is further amplified by the second stage, and also it further reversed, its phase is further reversed. So the output of the second stage is coupled by the cc to the load resistance rl, and in this way the cascaded stages amplify the signal, and overall gain of the amplifier is considerably increased, which is the theoretically is the multiplication of the both these two stages. Okay, and the output also is in phase with the input as it is reversed twice. Okay, so we have used common emitter transistor as an amplifier. In first stage its phase gets reversed, and in second stage its phase again gets reversed by the same number. Okay, so that means when we see actually the input and the output of that multi-stage amplifier, they are in same phase. Okay, then we come to the frequency response of this curve. Okay, so we can actually divide this frequency response curve into three different frequency region. Okay, one, as you see in this figure, one is low frequency range, which is all frequencies below 50 hertz. Other is high frequency range, which is frequencies greater than 20 kilohertz, and one is mid frequency range between 50 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Okay, so now we'll explain the behavior in these three frequency range. So at low frequency range, what will happen? Because frequency is low, okay, so in that case this capacitive reactance cc, which we have used in the circuit, if you remember. Okay, so 1 by omega c, and what we are saying, the omega, the frequency is low. Okay, for low frequencies xc, the reactance. Okay, I believe you are getting my point. So what we how we write capacitive reactance? Xc is equal to 1 by omega c. Okay, so this omega is small, this omega is small. Okay, corresponding to this small omega, this 1 by omega c will be large. Okay, so the capacitive reactance will be quite high for the frequencies which are much below the 50 hertz. Okay, so in that case what will happen? The very small part of the signal will pass from one stage to the next stage. Okay, because the reactance is so high, but CE is unable to shunt the emitter resistance. Okay, and also one more thing regarding that CE, here again 1 by omega c, if you see. Okay, so again the XC will be large. Okay, XC will be large for both these things. See, first of all XC will be large for this. Okay, and also this CE will be large for the less frequency. So both these, what will happen due to this large capacitive reactance, what will happen? Very small part of the signal will be passed on to the second stage. Okay, and other thing is that because this CE is very large, okay, this reactance is also very large. So due to that, what will happen? That emitter current won't pass through this capacitor, rather it passes through this resistance. Okay, so here again there will be the voltage drop. Okay, and due to that also the gain, overall gain will decrease at this low frequency. Okay, so that is the reason means why in general we have low voltage gain at the low frequency. Okay, these are the two reasons. One, because of this capacitive reactance, this is quite high, so the whole signal will not pass through the second stage, and also there is a voltage drop, so the overall voltage gain is much less at these frequencies. Okay, so this is the reason. Second, when we discuss this high frequency range, so at high frequencies what will happen, again same thing. Okay, at high frequencies xc 1 by omega c. Okay, now omega is large, so xc will be small. Okay, xc will be small for both, for coupling capacitance cc and ce, for both it is small. But what will happen, because it is very small at large frequencies, so it behave as a short circuit. Okay, so that also decreases the output voltage. Also at high frequency, the capacitive reactance of the base emitter junction, okay, that will also be very small, due to which base current will increases. Okay, base current will increases. Base current increases, that means beta gets decreased. Okay, because what is beta? Beta is IC over IB. If okay, base current increases, then IC by IB. Okay, so IB increases, beta gets decreases. Okay, so current gain decreases, so voltage gain, if you remember, we do calculate that relation, voltage gain depends on the current gain. Okay, it is beta times the resistance gain, so overall voltage gain will also gets decrease in case of high frequency range as well. Okay, now we come to the very important part, which is the mid frequency range, which is this value between 50 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Okay, that frequency range is known as the mid frequency range, and in this range, as per our frequency response curve, we have seen the voltage gain of the amplifier is uniform. Okay, because when the frequency increases in this range, the reactance decreases. Okay, the reactance of coupling capacitance decreases. Okay, which tends to increase the gain. However, at the same time, the lower reactances means higher loading of the first stage. Okay, hence lower gain. Okay, because due to the loading effect, I already told you what will happen, gain will get decreased. So there are two things. One is, as the frequency increases, okay, so cc, that the coupling capacitance gets decreased, that means the gain tends to increase. Okay, but at the same time, due to the loading effect, okay, the gain tends to lower down. So both these factor will cancel each other. Okay, and the overall gain will remain constant in this middle frequency range. Okay, so both these things, they just compensate each other, and the overall frequency in the in this mid frequency range, the overall voltage gain will remain the constant. Okay, so this is how we'll explain this RC coupled amplifier. Okay, what we have, we need to draw a neat and clean diagram of it. Then whatever components we have used, we need to explain those components, what are the function of those components, and then finally the operation, how it operates. Okay, and then we'll explain the frequency curve corresponding to different frequencies. Okay, and now we come to this advantages and disadvantages of this RC coupled amplifier. Okay, so few of advantages we have already discussed in starting, is that first of all, it is a small, light and inexpensive. Okay, because it requires no expensive or bulky components, and no adjustment is needed, only we need to add resistance and capacitances. Okay, no bulky components to enhance the gain. Okay, another advantage of this is, it has excellent frequency response and constant gain over the audio frequency range. Okay, our audio frequency range is lies between 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, and in that frequency range the voltage gain remains constant. Okay, and one more thing is it has minimum possible non-linear distortion. because it does not use any coil or transformer which might pick up undesirable signal. Okay, so all these are its advantage, and there have some disadvantages also of this circuit. First is the RC amplifier gain is comparatively small because of the loading effect of the next stage. Okay, this we have already discussed. Okay, when we uh, move from first stage to second stage or second to third stage, then the loading of that first to second or second to third and so on. Okay, due to that loading effect, the overall gain will be less than that theoretical gain, which is multiplication of these different stages. Okay, and this also have a tendency to become noisy in moisture conditions. Okay, if climate is moistured, so in that case in that case also it has disadvantages. Okay, and the impedance matching is poor as the output impedance is several hundred ohms while of a speaker is of only few ohms. Okay, the impedance matching is the final output of the amplifier, okay, which we get, and ultimately that final output we need to suppose we need to give that output device, say that speaker. Okay, after amplification we feed that signal to the speaker. Okay, so in speaker we know what will happen. The output of the amplifier circuit, okay, the impedance of the output of the amplifier circuit is large. Okay, that we know the output impedance or the output resistance of each resistance is large. Okay, but the output unit, the speaker, okay, it has only its impedance is only few ohms. Okay, so that impedance matching is the problem. Okay, the impedance matching is poor in case of RC coupled amplifier. So these are the disadvantages, and above are the advantages of this amplifier. Okay, this is also an important question. Sometime in exam you will be asked what are the advantages and disadvantages of RC coupled amplifier. So you need to know that. And then we come to this concept of bandwidth, which we have already discussed. Okay, that in RC coupled amplifier, if we know if the frequency is increased, okay, the current gain beta and the voltage gain also increases. Both these increases and becomes constant at mid frequency range. And if frequency is increased further, then there will be decrease in the voltage gain. Okay, that famous curve, this one. Okay, this we will get, and we know for the corresponding to the maximum gain, if we draw a line about 1 by root 2 times of the voltage gain on that frequency range. Okay, a straight line parallel to the frequency range, and that it will cut at the 2 points of that curve. Okay, and the frequencies corresponding to these 2 points will be known as, say, f1 and f2, or fl or fh, lower cutoff frequency or higher cutoff frequencies. Okay, and the difference between these two cutoff frequencies is known as the bandwidth. Okay, so this f2 minus f1 will be the bandwidth of the, okay, this is the bandwidth. And this bandwidth what it is the that frequency range over which the voltage gain remains constant. Okay, and this bandwidth, this can actually decreases for a multi-stage amplifier due to loading effect. Okay, if we use more than 2 or 3 or 4 stages. Okay, so that this bandwidth will goes on shrinking. Okay, due to the loading effect. So this is it regarding this RC coupled amplifier, and this is a very important article, again not as per your exam only. Okay, but even in journal also. Okay, and so I hope you will have understand this, and if you have any query regarding this lecture, you are welcome to ask me. Okay, thank you.